Chase Tree and Tractor Service with 25 years of experience in tree removal. Serving the mid-coast of Maine, licensed and insured Maine arborist. Whether it's a pesky blowdown or a hard-to-get tree that needs removing. When you need an experienced professional, Jake Chase is the man for the job. Call 207-242-8961 or email him at chasetreeandtractorservice.jc@gmail.com.
LCTV is your nonprofit community media station. Please donate at lctv.org to keep us strong. Thank you.
One, two, three, four. Well, I've been holding in since the clock came Monday morning. From the end of the week, I'm bound to blow. Breeze walking to the honky-tonk like a pack of wolves now. Order up around the stripes and it's away we go.
Hello everyone, it is Wuzzup time. I'm Larry Sidelinger, your host, along with Sal the gal, the princess from the Y. Welcome this week to Wuzzup. We want to say hello to our buddy Bobby. He's still dealing with some issues there. We love you, buddy. We'll see you soon. Hope we get you home by Christmas. And, things are kind of quiet in the mills without Bobby, I'm sure.
Oh, I bet. I bet people aren't sure how to get all their information there.
I mean, there's probably an information void going on in the mills. Because nobody knows what's going on.
They'll have to tune into us then.
Yeah. Probably Gene and Rick are going in opposite directions up there. Because Bobby hasn't told them what's going on. What you got there, Sal? You got something from the Y there?
Yeah, we have a great program starting in the new year. And it's all about bringing families together to be more active, to eat healthier, and just, really work on kind of a family New Year's goal. So if any families have interest in this, I'm going to be sending it over to, sending the graphic over here.
So what does that program entail?
So families come together and I think they talk about like the lifestyle that they're living right now, and then they work with our coaches to find out how they could be eating together, and they could be cooking in our kitchen to learn those things. They're working with coaches and to play games together, and to like make plans to be outdoors more, or coming to the Y and just like during our free open gym times to be maybe shooting baskets together, just making healthier choices all together.
So is that going on like at night in the afternoon?
Yeah, it goes late afternoon on Monday and Wednesday starting at 4:30, and we're welcoming children to come after school. We can get them into programming if parents just want to join in.
All winter?
We're starting it's through the beginning of January through March, the end of March to start. So that's pretty much our winter, right? And really helping on people, get healthy but doing it together. Just
nice.
Bringing those components together. So
nice.
As you know, because you're there all the time,
that's
what we do.
Bit.
But
but I'm there early in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm not there with all the little kiddies around there. But I got to tell you, we talked a little bit about our show we're doing down in South Bristol, the South Bristol Scoop. And we'll let that out of the bag a little bit. And we're down there teaching the 5th graders of South Bristol how to do a news show.
Amazing.
And Miss Wright is one of the one of the counselors down there, teachers down there helping with it, doing a great job. Mr. Begonia, really, really fun group. And we're going down and their kids are shouting up. So yesterday, compliments of Lynn Plord at the locker room, they got new jerseys that say Little LCTV on one side and the South Bristol Scoop. It was so much fun, Sally, because I was telling you off camera, we had them all set up. The kids come in, they go out in the car with us, and they bring the equipment in themselves. They lug it in, and they set it in one corner, and then they unpack it. First, they set the setup, and they set the tripods up, and the cameras, and the monitor hooks up, and the sound with the mics, and they test it. And it's really fun. And what's really cool is the one of them has to run the switching the cameras back and forth, and that person is the director. So they're kind of like the boss of the show that day.
Absolutely.
So it's quiet on the set. Roll them, and then they come up and they announce, or they introduce themselves, the people that are in front of the camera, and they say, "Welcome to the South Bristol Scoop." This episode of the South Bristol Scoop. It's just a hoot. We just laugh behind the camera. Miss right now, we're just cracking up laughing. So we had a lot of fun, and we hope to have a show that we can show everybody sometime in January. I'm thinking the middle or the end of January. We're going to have hopefully like a 10-minute clip that we can release and show, and we're really excited about it.
That's so cool. What great skills you're getting to these kids, and so fun
have-
for them. What a name. I love the South Bristol Scoop. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
That one just kind of came to me. I just
Yeah.
like, this is a good name for this. And so, and we were talking to them. They write their own script. And the first time they wrote the script, and they didn't practice it. And they didn't think about practicing it. So of course they stumbled, and we showed them on the monitor how you got to practice, and so this time they had practiced it a couple of times, the script, before they even talked to the cameras. And then we went through once and we did it was only like a 4-minute deal. And then we showed it back to them, and they said, oh yeah, I'm not sitting still very good. And because they're fidgety, they're 5th grade fidgets, wicked, wicked. But they're doing a good job. And after we did it 2 or 3 different times, and always played it back and showed them, and they kind of learned from their mistakes. So it was really, and sharing it around with the board of LCTV and whatnot, and the First National, who's the sponsor for that.
Oh, great.
They're really excited about how much they've improved just in 3 weeks. So yeah, we come back, because now we got another break of Christmas. We had a Thanksgiving break. Now we have 2 weeks of Christmas. So hopefully in January, hopefully the 3rd week in January, we're going to have a show ready to go with all the news and sports and
That's
weather
great.
and the tides and the price of lobsters in South Bristol. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Really excited about it.
That's
So,
great.
good
Maybe we
stuff.
should practice.
That would take away from Wuzzup, Sal.
But
You mean you haven't read the paper yet?
I have read the paper. But I was thinking, I've watched your crew every time they come to the Y to set up for a show, how much time it takes just for a very small show.
And how much equipment it takes.
The amount of equipment you bring in and out. And then when we do it in the upstairs part of the Y, I mean, it takes so long, and you guys are so patient in getting everything set up. Just so it must be a relief to have other people do that.
Well, it's fun. The best part is these kids lug it in, then lug
Yeah,
it back
right.
out, And,
It's a lot of work.
And it's really interesting, they now understand that the equipment all comes in. It just doesn't go anywhere. It goes in one corner of the room, so that when we pick out what we need, and when we're packing up, when we pack up a camera, we make sure we got a camera, a lens case, and the power, and it's in the camera, the case is shut and locked, and then they take that and put it out by the exit door.
Because that's ready.
Because
Yeah.
that's ready to go.
Yeah.
And then when we've hauled everything out, we go back and inspect the room to make sure we haven't left anything.
Yeah.
Which we do here ourselves.
Absolutely.
And that's where it goes. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun and a lot of work, and it's pretty cool. I always tell CJ has been going down with me because Haven was on vacation. We get in the car and I'm like, gee, I feel like I've done a basketball practice. I'm exhausted. But pretty, getting to this news here, we're into this a little bit here. Pretty historic thing for this area, Francis Perkins.
Yeah. It's been so neat because I live off of River Road.
You go right by it every day.
Yeah, just watching the progress. And I mean, it's such a beautiful building right now, the way they've redone it. And it's just, and you see a lot of different cars in there. It's really neat.
Yeah, Giovanna's done a good job down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish we could get invited down to do that sometime down there. That'd be kind of fun, but whatever. Whatever. But it was really neat the other day. I seen President Biden announce in Newcastle, Maine. Did you see that news
No, I
clip?
didn't.
Oh, it was
neat.
pretty clip.
Yeah.
It was pretty
We're
cool.
famous.
Yeah. Yeah. And Harry the Llama, he made his way down Main Street. That's
I
pretty
didn't
cool.
see him, but that's fun.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Did you read the story of Robert
I
Clifford?
love it. He's just such a wonderful
He's a
person
good guy.
that,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, and he remembers where he came from.
Yeah, I didn't know his story.
Oh, I did.
I'm sure you
Yeah,
did, but
yeah. His
you know.
brother was one of his brothers was a year older than me, and
Yeah.
boy, they didn't have much growing up. Robert said things were tough. They were tough.
But it was such a conscious decision
Yeah.
for him to make a change, and to
Yep.
do all the wonderful things he
Yep.
does.
Do you remember Tim Flanagan over in Wiscasset?
I don't.
You don't? What, he was a great basketball coach.
Oh, that's neat.
And he led the boys team in the '80s. He led the. One of the '80s, he led the girls, and then he took over the boys, or vice versa.
Okay.
But he got a state championship in '90 and '91 out of it.
That's great.
And, boy, there were some great battles in the Mid-Maine Conference in the
Yes.
'80s. That Booth Bay, Wiscasset was tough. Even up to Richmond. There was no guarantees going to Richmond,
Right.
little tiny school up there, that you were going to win. So you ask Mr. Page, he'll tell you, that Mid-Maine Conference was a tough conference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Day in, day out.
I
What
love-
else we got here?
I love that these two women did, their
They did
quest.
every state they ran a marathon. That's a lot of marathons, 50 marathons.
One is enough.
Yeah, one's one too many for me.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. Charlie Brown tree over there to Edgecombe.
Yes, it's a tradition that they've done there, and it's great that they get the kids, it's kind of a rite of passage because fifth grade is where Edgecombe Eddie stops, and
Oh,
then they
okay.
go to different schools. So it's a rite of passage for them.
I didn't know that if fifth grade you say they stop?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes,
I
it's-
thought they went through eighth grade.
No,
there.
because a lot of the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders are at Great Salt Bay. They have school choice after that. So
Oh, I did not
Yeah.
know that. Do they run a bus over? Parents have to bring them.
Yep.
That's a stroll every day from Edgecombe over to
that
Damariscotta.
can be, because
When they got Wisconsin right across the bridge.
Well, they have school choice. You could go to Booth Bay. A lot go to CTL, Wiscasset, Great Salt Bay. They have choice. So.
Huh, I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Well, there you go. You can go home.
Yeah, I learned something else. Well, see, folks, it's not what you learn in the newspaper. It's what you learn outside the newspaper talking to Sal the gal.
I'm sorry.
Because last week I learned, and I've had this discussion with my wife a couple times, I did not know about all these teacher contracts, which are all individual towns. And holy smokes, it boggles my mind to think about how many different
budgets and contracts and negotiations that you need to do.
Really?
And they all have these different step scales. It's very detailed. So yes.
Yeah, I learned something outside of the paper last week. And I got another one this week, that the Eddie School can go anywhere. Yeah, we talked about that mistrial last week.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the deal is over here, the EMA director. He's taking that deal down. That was a sudden termination, so I knew
Yes.
something happened.
Yes.
We were just about ready to do a story over there with this guy, and then I called and they said, he's not here anymore, we'll get back to you. I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
that doesn't sound good. So I guess whatever it is, not good. On the inside.
Another place I get living on River Road that I get to drive by all the time is Lincoln Home and all their fun lights.
Yeah, they're lit up pretty good over there, aren't
Yeah, we were having dinner at the River House the other night, and you could look straight across the river to
yeah.
it, and it was all reflecting on the river. It was so pretty.
they? Yeah? How was the food there? I've never eaten there.
Well, they have new owners recently.
They do.
Yeah.
Good?
Delicious.
Was it?
Jack Frecker owns it.
Yeah.
The late Jack and Lady.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Shall I ask, was it pricey? They're all pricey.
They're all pricey, but
Yeah.
it was excellent.
Yeah. Huh. We'll have to check it out. Check it out. Winter Wellness at the Peace Gallery. You know any of those gals?
Let me see. I don't know them.
I don't know one of them. Not a one of them.
Wow, we better expand our circle a bit.
My reach is not obviously expanded wide enough. Yeah. And, geez, doesn't sound like Mr. Dada's going to be practicing law again for a while.
No, not if you're disbarred.
Yep, doesn't sound like it's going to be good.
Nope. Right, and it is all over what an employee did, but
Yeah,
he needs
well,
to have
he's
the
still-
oversight.
that's right.
It comes back on him.
It,
so.
it does. It runs downhill. They say you're at the top when you're the boss. You're really at the bottom.
Right.
Because it all runs down.
You have to know all
downhill.
of it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah. Charlotte Boynton, she got a nice little award there.
Yeah.
Reporting on the commissioners. When do the new commissioners come in? Because didn't David Levesque and Evan Guskowski, didn't they become Lincoln County commissioners?
Is David's there not with Newcastle anymore? I'm not.
He's not with Newcastle
Okay.
anymore, no. But these,
not sure when
these
their
didn't say,
terms
you know, that was Mary Trescott and
Yeah.
somebody else there. Oh, Nancy Kennedy. Yeah. I walk with Nancy in the morning. She was there this morning.
Oh, okay.
She's only a part-timer. We only see her 2-3 times a week. She's the director of Chewonki. You know Nancy?
Okay, no.
You don't?
No.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you don't know Nancy Kennedy. Anyway, we're going to go over to do Chewonki. There's something else I learned this week too, because Nancy Walkson was talking this morning about how many kids go to Chewonki full-time and how many they affect in part-time programs that they have.
Yes.
It's like hundreds. Big numbers. I was like, that's pretty interesting. So we'll have to go talk about that.
Yeah, you could see all the different programs. They do bat programs
They
and
do
all
all
the
kinds
owl
of stuff.
programs.
Yeah.
It's pretty
and they
neat.
got a whole bunch of animals over there.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And then they rehab some animals also.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved on page 5 where the 2 Lincoln County students are going to be attending the service academies.
Oh
They
yeah,
have-
one
yeah, I love
one was
that.
Otto Schottenthal there. Schoenthal.
Schoenthal.
Yeah,
He's at
he plays
Lincoln.
he plays basketball.
Okay.
Big tall kid, 6'6", 6'7", big boy.
Yeah,
Who
what
was
a-
it? Hannah Hills? I don't know her.
I don't know either, but from Booth Bay.
Yeah.
She's
Well, I
but-
don't know the Schottenthal kid, but I know him just from playing, from
Right.
the basketball team.
But yeah, what a great opportunity, and it's
Sure
always
is.
great to get recognition.
Sure is.
Santa's still making his rounds, huh? He's
Now,
coming
he's
to
busy.
Waldeboro.
It's his time of year. He's been
Yeah.
goofing off all winter. It's time to go to work.
He's going to need a big
Did
vacation.
you see the story Don Kerrigan did on the guy down in New Hampshire?
No.
Heckler, or something like that.
I didn't.
Who plays Santa Claus?
Oh, no.
Oh, it was a great story.
Oh, neat.
Oh, yeah. It was Don Kerrigan, 207 last night. How buddy Don?
I was playing trivia last night, so I missed.
Trivia? Where do you play trivia?
I was the first time we played at Newcastle Public House. We did pretty well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I had Hoodie and Hot Dog, you know.
Yeah, I do.
We had a good...
Yeah,
we
Dr.
had a good-
Hoodie and his lovely bride, Miss Hot Dog. Yeah. Yeah. Glenn Chadbourne with his drones in the sky. Did you see that?
No.
Turn the page.
Yeah,
Sam.
yeah, I got to keep up with
You
you,
gotta keep up.
first.
And I love Joe LaMachia's article there, No Clear
Yes,
Direction.
I
for
saw that one.
That was pretty interesting.
Yep.
He's got a point there, though, doesn't
He sure does.
he? Yeah. Any captain's better than no captain.
I love how they said the kids would warm up around that iron grate in the church. That's
Yeah.
so beautiful. What a
Yeah.
pretty church.
That is, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a little picture there, that guy, the blues legend at the Waldo, Mike Zito. I've actually
You've
seen
heard him?
I've heard him 2 or 3 times.
Oh, neat.
He's an incredibly talented guitar player. Incredibly talented.
It always amazes me the talent that we can attract
Yeah.
to this area.
Yeah.
What do you see the Waldeboro Historical Society? It's hard to tell because I'm not sure how big that
Yeah,
is.
it looks like a kind of an old baseball bat. but
That's what I first thought, or
but
like
I'm really
a
not
shoehorn,
sure.
or I don't know how big it is, which makes it tough.
Yeah, the guy from Webster, Wisconsin, last week, of a bone dish. Huh.
So people in Webster, Wisconsin,
Evidently.
are watching.
Evidently. They need to be watching
Reading.
lctv.org. Yeah. Sing to the Skies, Maine Community Chorus. I wonder if that's the one that our friend Claire used to sing in. She sings in
Oh, she's Saint
Sheepskin?
Cecilia, I thought.
Who?
The Saint Cecilia.
Yes, that's who she sings with. I think you're right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maine Lottery encourages responsible gift giving. Well, if they'd let me win now and then, I would. They just keep taking from me. I haven't won. I buy my weekly lottery ticket
Weekly, huh?
weekly.
Wow.
And $3, the last big spend is. And I didn't start doing this till like last year in February. And every month I won like $10, $12. And then like in June, I haven't won anything since
Dry
June.
spell, huh?
Dry spell.
Maybe you have a big one coming your way.
I'm
then.
hoping so. I could use it. It's Christmas coming up.
Don't forget me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, every year there's a ski lease program, and the Mid-Coast Conservancy has that at the Y,
Yeah.
so people can come get fitted for what they need in
Sounds like it'll be a hard
January.
winter for skiing so far.
Oh, you think we're not going to get snow?
I don't know.
We
Doesn't
had
look
it.
good for the next week, right into the new
No,
year.
it doesn't. I
It's
don't
going to
know.
be cold, but
Santa's sleigh's going to
yeah,
have a tough time.
yeah. Maine Health, they got another new vice president. I wonder how many vice presidents there are.
I'm not
in
sure.
Maine Health.
Yeah, it's
I mean, they're worse than banks. But I guess you got 20,000 employees. You got to have
Yeah.
a few vice presidents.
yes.
Yeah. Maine Community Foundation, they got some new members. Everybody's, the Novel Jazz, they're going to be down at Skidumpha.
Do you know them?
Nope, don't
All
know
right.
them either.
That's neat.
Yeah. Chopzello lost Chops this week.
I know.
You did know Chops. Yeah. Nice guy.
Yes.
Richard Prentice, we lost him.
Yep.
Yeah. I was reading, I don't really get into reading obituaries, but I always check out a few. And this guy, Lewis Brown, he's quite a character.
I didn't know
92.
him.
He outlived 3 wives. Yeah, Gary Collymore, I didn't know him. He passed.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. More stories on the back page here. More musicians, a lot of musician stuff going on. Christmas Eve service going to be down Bristol Mills.
Did you read the article about the LA vocational students who go to Morse have to adhere with their cell phone policy?
I did see that. They have to
It
put it
was
in a little
interesting.
bag or something and it
But-
locks up and they can't unlock it.
And then you have to pay for that. I'm like, why can't they just put them down somewhere? I don't
Yeah,
know.
why can't
But
they just
I
shut them
guess
off, stick them in their lunch bag or something?
Yeah,
just
I'm
maybe a book bag or whatever.
Now you're aging.
Yeah, I guess I am, aren't I?
But there were some local students like Tyson Ball, who I know
Yeah.
you know, like who were saying, it's tough now because like for safety on the job, it's important to have have your phone. And one of the young ladies who's in the culinary program was saying it's tough because she needs a portfolio of what she's cooking. And so part of it is taking great photos of your end product of the food. And since she can't have her phone, they don't have a way. Like no one has a camera.
You know, somebody ought to educate them. They do make printing machines, and you can do the old-fashioned, like, print something out and have a recipe right in front of you.
But it's just so, they're so used to just
Oh, I
finishing
know.
and like camera eats first and that whole thing. And
Yeah,
so
I
now,
know.
I mean, they had some great points. It was interesting. So I would love to follow up with them or hear later how this
Well, we'll just
works.
let's get them in here and talk to them.
All right, perfect.
All right? You're on that, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We're coming up on the sports page, which lots of sports going on.
Lots of basketball.
Lots of basketball going on, the grade school's going on. And I think there was 2 games this week that were really huge. Madomic and Lincoln boys,
Yep.
which the Panthers come out ahead on that one with a big second half. And the Wiscasset boys, they upset Forest Hills.
That's exciting.
And
'cause-
Forest Hills is a powerhouse in Class
Yeah.
D. So kudos to the Wiscasset boys on that. Because
well deserved. They've been
well-deserved,
grinding.
hardworking, and I guess I got to get over there and do a game and see them because they've been down a long time and we're a little stretched, a little thin. But boy, I wished I'd known that it was a Monday night game, and I could have rounded up, especially with the holidays because we got an extra cameraman around.
Oh,
so
nice.
That would have been a fun game to see, especially with Wiscasset coming out ahead. But
Yeah.
I mean that program. Remember the last few years how down
Yes.
both boys and
I mean,
girls have
that's
been.
just got to be so good for the
Oh
morale.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
it was always great to see St. Cyr and Hager with
The-
their wrestling.
the
They're
two
just
wrestlers-
so fun to watch.
Boy, those guys are great wrestlers, aren't
Yep.
they?
Great athletes.
Jacoby wrestles 175 pounds. That's a big boy.
He is a big boy.
You know, for a kid that's a sophomore, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember when we were building the chamber a year or two ago. He was working there, and I said, "What's your name?" And he said, "Hager, Jacoby Hager." And I said, "Oh, you're the wrestler. You graduated last year?" And he said, "No, I graduated this year." And I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "What are you going to do now?" "I'm going to be a freshman." I thought he graduated from high school.
He's a funny kid. He's great.
Yeah. Yeah, the other guys are all standing around
Laughing.
It's funny as heck. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And I didn't realize Delia Saff, she's a wrestler too.
Yeah,
Sounds like she did pretty good in the 132-pound class.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't like seeing Madomic boys rob Eagles' nest for crushing victory. Ugh,
Yeah.
that hurts me. I love this Drew Hunt. That's a great.
That's a great
picture
picture,
of him
man.
with reach.
That's a great
saving
picture.
the ball. And all the swimmers.
Yeah, I didn't even realize Lincoln had a swim team.
Oh, yeah,
Where do
they
they
go-
practice? Wiscasset or Booth Bay?
The Booth Bay Y.
Yeah.
And then on the bottom it says Hannah Hills. Isn't that the young woman who's going to the academy?
Sounds like it. Same name anyway.
Yes. Yes.
I would assume so, but you always get into trouble with that.
You've learned not to assume.
Yeah.
Smart.
And the Lady Eagles, I tell you, we had the game, Phil and I had the game over to Madomic with Lincoln Academy girls and Madomic girls, and Lincoln Academy girls came out really strong, and then Madomic battled back, tied it at halftime. Got a little rough there in the third quarter, and Madomic got ahead, and they wound up winning by 8 or 10, but I was impressed. The Lincoln girls played well.
Yeah.
You know, they kind of got a little bit rattled, and Madomic had a huge size advantage.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, and if they'd made their foul shots, Lincoln
I heard
Academy,
that it was foul
yeah, well,
shots.
8 for
10.
30.
Yeah.
8 for
Ugh,
30
that's
doesn't win
rough.
you many ball games
No.
when you lose by 10 or 12.
No, I'm sure Cagney has them lined up.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah, so. And on the back page here, there's absolutely what? Local volunteers remembered for following the Reefs Across America Day. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always such a nice
That's always
tradition.
fun stuff.
And then
Yeah.
the marathon people.
Yeah.
Look at all their medals. That's amazing.
know,
That's
isn't that
really
something?
neat.
Isn't that something?
I'm glad some people are that motivated.
Andrea D. Benatento and Deb Taylor.
Deb Taylor was an administrator in the Wiscasset schools.
And where did D. Benatento come from?
I told you all I knew. They're friends.
Huh. Omaha, Nebraska. They went out there and ran the rainstorm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
One time it rained in Omaha. Yeah. This kid, Mike McKalen, he's an international student from Armenia. He's done this. He looks like he's having a pretty good time with all this food
Yeah,
stuff.
he does.
Huh?
That's awesome.
The gingerbread houses.
Those are beautiful.
My daughter was a
Oh,
big
this is the one
gingerbread
at the-
house maker when
Yeah?
she was little. Yeah.
Look at them. They're amazing at the Opera House. If you've ever gone to see them in person, it's just absolutely spectacular.
There's a lot of work goes into them, I tell you that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then they glue them together, stick them together, and they spray them with kind of like a
Shellac.
shellac
to
or
keep,
something.
They'll
yeah.
keep for a long time that
They
way.
did, and finally I said to my ex, "Why are we keeping this thing? Rachel's going to graduate from high school now. We got like 3 of these in the attic. Now let's get them out of here. The mice are going to enjoy them. We don't, whatever."
But they're pretty intricate and beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. Big
That is more artistic than I am.
Yeah, big. Look, Veggies Table. They got a matching grant.
Yeah,
100,000.
that's amazing.
20,000 away from reaching their goal.
That's great.
Good for them. Mm-hmm. That's quite a picture of that owl at dusk up there. And
I know. Look at that
Jackie
face.
Noel got that. Huh.
Very cool.
Owls. I've always been fascinated with owls. They turn their head at 360, and Spencer Gray Insurance merged with Jedward Knight.
I like Cindy Wade's dogs.
I know. I saw that. I saw that.
That's
And Harry
great.
the Llama. Pretty cool, huh?
Right.
Yeah. What else we got on the inside? Not much on the inside of this thing. I got, I kind of glanced at the sheriff's report, didn't know anybody, so I said, well, nobody, everybody I know has behaved themselves, I guess.
Wow. You see the size of that cabbage that Sarah from Twin Village Grill?
Yeah, big
Twin
one, wasn't
Village. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. That's huge. I wonder what that weighed. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, quite a story here, remembering the Battle of the Bulge. I got about 3 quarters of the way through it, and I got to go back and finish it. That was just an incredible time in the history of our
Yes.
country. Yeah, just incredible. Yeah, Maine Mushrooms, Focused Local Authors Retro Book. Huh. I like mushrooms, they're good.
They are good.
They are good.
New art show going up at the Damerscotta Grill. It's always fun to see what's on the walls there. There's always so many different things.
I like this artist there, the picture of the river tripper.
Yes.
Schooner.
Yes. Look at the clouds on that. That's pretty neat.
Excuse me,
you.
there.
And there's your South Bristol people with their Gazette. So they're in print media and in.
They are.
That's great.
They are.
Live.
That's the 8th grade class.
Okay. But you never got to work with them, just
No,
fifth grade.
no, just 5th grade.
How many students do they have in the 5th grade?
4.
Okay.
They had 5, but 1 transferred out.
Okay.
And this
So
week,
they have a lot of work to do when they're
They
doing
do.
all the different components.
They
That's
do.
a lot different than.
They do. And one of the students is on vacation with his parents in Florida for the
Yes.
Christmas holiday. So when they did the little clip, it said, Brady's on assignment in Florida.
Did you give Brady a mic down in Florida?
We should have given Brady a mic. but it was good
Absolutely.
stuff.
They probably needed him.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of work for them.
That's a lot of good stuff.
That's amazing.
Well, that wraps up. Whose tractor is that? The
I
Newbern
thought
Farms up
it,
East
yeah,
Pond Road.
I thought
Oh.
it was, it looked like the Patsy
One of the-
Pinkhams. 'cause
Sounds
we
like
go
something
in-
John would do, right?
Well, they have one. Patsy has the tractor
Out there in
down.
the field
Yeah,
there, in the
that's
lawn
always
there.
fun to
Yeah.
see that.
Well, folks,
But-
we've done it again. Toby wants to say Merry Christmas, everybody. Say Merry Christmas. I know. You like to say Merry Christmas? Oh, you want to sing for us, huh? You want to sing? Oh, folks, we want to thank you for watching Sal. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas
I'm
to
sure
you.
you got a gang coming.
Oh, we sure do.
Yeah, and all you at home, safe travels and have a Merry Christmas. We'll see you back here the day after Christmas. You can tell us all about what Santa brought you.
I will.
Thanks for watching, folks, and we'll see you next time. Chase Tree and Tractor Service with 25 years of experience in tree removal. Serving the mid-coast of Maine, licensed and insured Maine arborist. Whether it's a pesky blowdown or a hard-to-get tree that needs removal. When you need an experienced professional, Jake Chase is the man for the job. Call 207-242-8961 or email him at chasetreeandtractorservice.jc@gmail.com.